What's up, everybody? Don't forget to save, aka Sam, back at you with another video. So, giveaway update. First thing out the gate here. I will be doing the giveaway. I'm going to make a video for it on this Friday. There will be no live stream this Friday. I know, boo, Sam. I can see you guys spamming that dislike right now, and that's fine. As long as I get some kind of feedback, that's cool. My point here is that I'm doing the giveaway results on Friday. I'm going to make the giveaway wheel, and we're going to pick a winner for the giveaway. I'll be working on that, like doing that stuff and getting that mailed out next week. I meant to get it done sooner. I do apologize, guys. Next thing, I will be doing a special live stream on Tuesday. That will be next Tuesday, the day after Easter, at 7:30 Central Time, in lieu of my Friday stream. And I have a plan for that as well, but you guys are just going to have to tune in for that one. So, with all that said, guys, going to do a couple quick stories here that I thought you guys might find interesting. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll let me know in the comments section. Maybe you'll leave a like on my video. Maybe you'll subscribe and hit that notification bell if you like what I'm doing here. So, I'm going to tell you guys a couple of quick little, I want to call them ghost stories, but I'll let you guys be the judge of that. I leave that up to the audience. So, now I've mentioned on my live streams before that I used to live on a farmhouse outside of town here. It's an old farmhouse. It was the landlord was the guy that I seen him cutting heads off chickens, and he let me cut the heads off one of the chickens and take it home. It was at that place. That's where the first story here kind of takes place. So when I was a kid, I've always had insomnia, always had trouble going to sleep. I'd stay up late on weeknights just reading, because I didn't have a TV in my room, didn't have much else to do. So I'd stay up, and if I was awake, I was reading. And I remember at the time this event happened that they were doing renovations on the house. They were painting the walls on the stairwell and stuff like that, because my upstairs bedroom, you went up the stairs, turn left, there's my door, there's my bedroom, right? So now I knew what footsteps on those steps sounded like, because if I wasn't in bed by a certain time, again, military brat, I would get my ass skinned for it. So if a fruit fly farted on them steps, I knew it, and I knew what it sounded like, right? So in this night in question, it's also important to put in here that my mother at the time was working at the Veterans Hospital here, the VA, and she worked late nights, so sometimes she didn't get home till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. This is important to know as well. So anyway, I'm up in my bedroom. I can't remember what I was doing. I was probably reading or something like that. And it's about 10:45, somewhere around there. And I hear footsteps coming up the steps. Now, sometimes my stepdad would come up and check on me to make sure I was asleep. And I knew what his footsteps, like I said, I knew what footsteps on them stairs sounded like. There was no mistaking. Like, I had got that down to a science, right? Because it was my ass getting hided. So I made sure I knew what those steps sounded like. I've been caught up past my bedtime before. So anyway, I hear the steps coming up. Now, at the time, I had my bedroom door closed, right? Like, if I was still awake, I'd close my bedroom door, right? So that way, if he, I would know it's him, because he'd have to open the door to come in. So I wasn't stupid. So I hear this footsteps slowly start coming up the steps. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. My ass is cooked now, right? And I'm not even trying to hide it. I'm like, I'm just going to take my punishment, whatever, it doesn't matter. So I hear these footsteps coming up the steps, and it seems like forever that it took for these footsteps to get up these steps. And I'm sitting there waiting, and I'm like, all right. And so I heard these steps get to the top, and they come around to my door, and they stop right at my door, and I'm sitting there waiting. I'm like, oh, you gonna come in and fucking yell at me? What's going on here? Nothing. So I get up out of bed, and I'm like, because again, you got to consider, I already know I'm busted, so I just said to hell with it. So I went to the door, and I opened the door up, and there's absolutely nobody at the door. I thought, okay, at the time I was like, maybe I'm tired and I'm just hearing things, right? But no, for the next 2 or 3 hours, I heard these same footsteps coming up these stairs for the next 2 or 3 hours. I stayed up till my mom got home from work, and I'm like, y'all, this place is haunted, straight up. This messed up. So that was kind of my first story. Of course, they didn't believe me, but again, I knew what footsteps on them stairs sounded like. You say, Sam, it was the stair settling. No, these were footsteps on those steps. I know what those sounded like. Trust me, I still remember that to this day, what it sounded like. So anyway, that's my first story. Now, there's another story I have real quick here. Now, I used to work for the city in Centerville, and one of my jobs is like we'd work in the cemetery there, and the cemetery in question is like, I think it's one of the biggest cemeteries in Appanoose County, maybe in southern Iowa. I found it on YouTube. I can find a link for you guys sometime. But anyway, the point is like this cemetery goes back a couple 3 miles. Like this is a big cemetery, right? What we would do is we'd go out there and that's where they kept all their tools, for one, and for two, we would go and we'd like mow and weed eat and stuff like that in the cemetery. We'd like cut all the grass down around the tombstones and stuff and make everything look nice for Memorial Day and stuff like that. So one day I'm out there working and I got this weed eater and it's going full bore. And I don't know if you guys have ever, these were nice weed eaters. Like these had a motor on them. They were pretty loud, right? And I'm sitting there going along with this weed eater, right? Just doing my job, just hanging out. I hear somebody call my name, and again, it's over this weed eater. It's clear as day. I can hear it as clear as if somebody was standing right next to me and said it right directly into my ear. So what I thought, it was the guy I was working with at the time. I thought, sometimes he'd, want me to come over and help him do something or something, like I need to put string on the weed eater or whatever it is. So I go over there. I'm like, hey, man, what'd you want? No, he didn't say my name. So I think nothing of it. I'm just hearing things. Again, I should stop questioning myself at some point. But anyway, I was like, okay, so whatever. I'm kind of irritated by it. No big deal. I go back. I start weed eating. This has happened multiple occasions after so long. Like it happened 3 or 4 times, sometimes a day, sometimes a week. But I'd always hear somebody call my name. And every time I'd shut my weed eater off to go find out what they wanted, nobody called my name. Ended up, when I was working towards the back of the cemetery one day, I actually found a gravestone with one of our family name was on it. And I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not, but it more irritated me than anything, because I'd be working, I'd be trying to get something done, and I'd have to shut my weed eater off or stop what I'm doing, go. It was just an irritation to me. Never really scared me per se. I just thought it was weird. And I'm like, why are you guys messing with me? So anyway, those are my quick couple of ghost stories for you guys. If you guys want to hear more, I've got more of those. I've had some weird experiences in life. So anyway, with all that said, guys, like I said, I'll do the giveaway thing tomorrow. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You guys know the deal. So until tomorrow's video where we choose a winner, love your hobby and love you back. Peace.